Hello folks, welcome to my YouTube channel. I've got a picture here that I drew. It's of an aquarium scene, folks. And we're going to do it tonight before I have to go to bed and get up and go to church in the morning. I go to church. Church starts at 9:30, so I got to get there a little early before it starts. But anyway, we are going to mix up our paint and get the glitter in there real good. And we're going to paint the dots, the little bubbles of the fish. Let me put y'all down here so you can see what I'm doing, folks. Well, my husband said he had fun at the state fair and he was going to get him a steak sandwich, folks. And he said a steak sandwich was $14. That's outrageous, folks. You used to be able to get a steak sandwich up there cheaper than that. But, you know, as the economy keeps rising like it's doing, folks, I guess everybody has to raise them prices to match up with everything else. I gotta go get a bowl of water, folks. I did forget that again. I'm trying to get away with not getting no paint on me, folks. That like wore me out doing that fish tank tonight, folks. It had my back hurting, lifting that bucket. But it's done and the tank looks much better. And thank you guys for joining me on that, folks. I thought maybe some of you all who like fish tanks might enjoy that. You gotta have your water kind of warm, folks, because if you don't, the paint won't come out of your brush. If you just put cold water in it, all the paint does is just sit there and harden up. We forgot one color here for the goldfish, folks. I'll have to fix it with some glitter. But yeah, a steak sandwich, folks. And my husband said he watched this guy up there drink several beers. And I think the beer is like $8 and something a glass. Can you imagine that, folks? $8 a glass for a beer, and my husband said he sat there and drank a whole bunch of them. He must have a lot of money to burn, that's all I got to tell him, or else he'd spend his paycheck on drink and wine. But I don't know, folks. I tell you. Sometimes the things people do, folks. But let's see, let's paint the goldfish. We'll paint them orange. But folks, I just don't understand with the economy the way it is why somebody would spend that much for beer when that's something that they can do without, and it's not good for their health either. I just don't understand. And I think Kamala changed her debate and things, folks, but her and the Democrats are gaslighting people for votes. I really don't think that she's going to stick to what she's saying right now. Kamala Harris is a radical. She's not going to change her position. She's telling people what they want to hear to get their votes. Trust me, folks. If she was going to fix the economy, she would have already done it by now. Think about that. Because from what I hear, she has been running the country, folks. Because the state that Joe Biden's in, you know, he's got something going on with him, age-related. And Kamala Harris has been running the economy and stuff. And she's got the country in a bad shape with it, folks. So if she was going to change her position, the prices would go down right now, folks. Think about that. She's not out of office yet, folks. But I think that's your answer right there. Everybody's been asking who's running the country. Your answer is Kamala Harris. And that's why the economy's the way it is. And that's why she's wearing, I don't know how much them pantsuits cost that she wears, but I tell you what, it's something that I probably couldn't afford, or maybe possibly you all couldn't afford. You ever heard that saying, a zebra can't change its stripes, folks? Well, there you go. I don't think I need to go on with it. I think you understand what I'm saying. Or let's just say they can't lose their stripes. A zebra. Folks, I'm telling you right, right now, the only two people that we have to vote for at this point in time is either Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. And I tell you what, folks, before I would vote for Kamala Harris, I would definitely vote for Trump. Because he will fix the economy and he will stop the wars, folks. I vote according I vote according to policy. I vote for whoever's going to take care of the situation, and I trust that Donald Trump will. And so that's just how I feel about it, folks. If everybody that's thinking about voting for Kamala Harris, if they think for 1 minute that she's worried about you all, she's got you all fooled then. Because folks, if she was really looking out for the American people, I don't think she would have jacked prices up on everything and causing people to go hungry and all that stuff. I don't think she would have done that, folks, if she really and truly cared about the American people. But I do think that she's given the immigrants a lot of stuff because they're letting the immigrants vote. That's what I believe. And folks, I'm telling you, if Donald Trump don't get back in as president, this country's done. The country as we know it right now, which is not in a good shape, it's going to be even worse, folks. So y'all better think about it. Even if you don't like Donald Trump, don't vote on personality, vote on who's going to do the job, folks. You're not voting for personality. You know, and also the stuff that they've been saying about Donald Trump, in my opinion, they're getting up in his business. And I don't think that's right because Donald Trump doesn't get up in their business. And I don't think they should do that. The Democrats was wanting to tell parents how to raise their children, folks. And you know that's not going to stop. So all I'm saying again to y'all folks, try to do some serious thinking before you go to the ballot box. Before you go to the ballot box, think about how Trump can help our country get back on track and get the economy back where gas and food and all that stuff will be cheaper. I mean, folks, who cares if Trump, who cares if he was with Stormy Daniels? My goodness. What's the big issue on that? I mean, I hope he didn't and everything because of Melania, but, you know, if that's the case, and it has to be that way. But they're making up a lot of stories on Trump to make him look bad, folks. Think about that. Them Democrats do that every time there's an election coming up. They just have to come to terms with the facts that their agenda has failed, and not too many common sense people like their agenda, folks. And that they're either going to have to change their position, or maybe their party's going to go downhill, folks. Because people with any common sense, they ain't going to vote for people that want riots in the streets and all that stuff, folks, and defunding the police and all that stuff. We want safe countries and stuff, folks. We want freedom. We want to be just like what America's supposed to be, free to talk and say tell our opinions and stuff, without somebody getting all mad and up in the air about it. But it's just those policies they had was silly, folks. They didn't make much sense to me. Especially the one where they were trying to say they were not wanting people to acknowledge male and females, folks. Come on. They can't do nothing about that part, folks, because God gave us that gift to be able to have children and, have a family and stuff like that. Them Democrats can't stop what God put here, folks. No matter how hard they try, they can't change those kind of things. See, there's that plane I'm painting, folks. No matter how hard they try, folks, they can't do what God does, okay? The climate belongs to God and everything. And the Democrats ain't got nothing to do with it. They're just another person like us walking on the same path. They're just wanting to be all powerful and be able to do all this stuff that, silly stuff that they talk about that doesn't make no sense at all. But that's usually how people will do, folks, if they're in denial. That's how they react to things. They want it, people that try to change things like that in the way of like defunding the police and all that stuff, folks. They're searching for something. Yep. But you know what, folks? They can search all they want to. They ain't going to find what they're looking for, because if they're trying to change something that has to do with what God put here for us to enjoy, that's not going to work out. Just like I think they're slowly realizing that, folks. And they know that their party's failing because they're coming up with all this climate change stuff and, trying to tell parents how to raise their children and all that. It's not working, folks. They failed. Biden and Harris is a failure. And the sooner they realize that, the better off they're gonna be, folks. Just that simple. But if you value your freedom and stuff like that, folks, I would vote for Donald Trump. Because that woman says that she's going to change her position. She's really not going to do that, folks. That's why they call her Chameleon Kamala Harris. Because she hides behind things. You could offer me $10,000 and I wouldn't vote for that woman, folks. Well, we're 21 minutes in, folks, and it's getting late, so I think I'm going to shut this video down. And we will come back in here one day and finish this picture. And I just wanted to come back in here and say hello to you all. And I hope you have a good night and a blessed night too, folks. You got this and you're awesome, folks. Bye-bye.